Clay cooking pots have been used throughout history for thousands of years. Those pots are earthenware and they are fired at a low temperature. Cook-on clay pots are made from flameware, and flameware is a specially formulated clay body, especially for cooking and high heat application. This clay body was developed by teachers of mine in the 1950s. When they saw Pyrex come onto the market from Corning, they went, "We want to do this in clay." And they developed this clay cookware. And the clay cookware is able to have high heat without any thermal shock. Most of the pots here have about 25 years of experience in them. I have been able to streamline my process while still giving each pot an enormous amount of attention. I do not make my own clay. A clay maker makes my clay from my formula and sends it to me, but sends it to me pretty dry. And so I put it through my pug mill. I get it to the exact consistency. I like to use soft clay with a slow turning wheel and the soft parts of my hands. I let it sit on a surface that allows it to dry very flat and evenly. I will then take the pot and put it into the bisque kiln. The bisque kiln is the first firing to just make it hard enough for ease of glazing. But at that point, it can never become clay again. Once they're glazed and ready to go, we start loading the kiln. And this again takes two of us. And depending upon what pots are going in, whether they're wide and low, whether they're tall, is the way we stack the kiln. And we get as many pots in as we possibly can. However, with the cook-on clay pots, we find we can get about 50 pots in, between 40 and 50 pots into a kiln load. A kiln takes about 24 hours to fire. Our temperature goal is approximately 2350 to 2400 degrees Fahrenheit. The most unique aspects is the way that we fire. The firing is called a soda firing, which is atmospheric. And that's why I leave some of the clay, what I call naked, without any glaze on it. Because during the firing, at the apex of the firing, we add a soda ash solution. It is volatilizing in the atmosphere. It's being attracted to both the silica and the iron in the clay body. It gives it a variation that has a beauty that you don't see in pots that are not fired in an atmospheric kiln. We then shut the kiln down at approximately 2350 degrees and we let the kiln rest. We let the kiln rest for approximately 50 hours. So we go through 2 days before we even look at the kiln. We have to walk by and not even think about it because we can't look in. Then we finally get to open it, and every time it's like Christmas. Every time we open it, it's so exciting and fun to see what's come out. We have placed the pots very carefully when we are loading, and we're looking to see whether we got what we wanted every time where we have placed the pots in the kiln, back to front, top to bottom, side to side. And as we open it up and we unload the pots, we're looking for the different kinds of effects that may have happened because of the kiln or because we wanted them to happen. Once the kiln is completely unloaded, we then take the pots to the sink in the studio. We wash them, we scrub them, and we use a 180 grit sandpaper to get any little imperfections off the surface so that when your hand comes to run it across the pot, you're not going to feel anything on there except smoothness. We do the same thing to the bottoms of the pots, and we want you to be able to feel very comfortable using that pot on your glass top stove top.